The skies above the city trembled as an enormous shockwave reverberated across the world. A cosmic rift had appeared, and out of it, a monstrous figure emerged. Hulk, the green behemoth whose anger could break mountains. His fists clenched, and his rage simmered beneath his skin. The world was about to feel his wrath. Superman, soaring through the skies, noticed the disturbance. His eyes narrowed as he saw the creature rampaging below. He knew who it was. "Hulk, this won't end well," he muttered, flying toward the city. Hulk's massive form slammed into the side of a skyscraper, sending debris cascading to the ground. His thunderous roar echoed through the streets, causing cars to flip and windows to shatter. He was beyond reason now. Only rage and destruction fueled his every move. Superman landed with a resounding thud, his cape billowing behind him. "Hulk, stop this," he commanded, his voice firm but compassionate. Hulk growled, his emerald eyes locking onto Superman. "Hulk smash!" He charged, his fists swinging like wrecking balls, aimed directly at the Man of Steel. Superman dodged the first strike with blinding speed, his movements a blur. He zipped around Hulk's hulking form, landing a powerful punch to the back of his head. The force of the blow caused Hulk to stumble forward, but he quickly regained his balance. Hulk turned, his eyes burning with fury. He swung his fist wildly, but Superman was already high in the air, watching his opponent's every move. Superman knew that while Hulk's power was extraordinary, it was raw and unrefined. He couldn't outfight Hulk in terms of sheer strength, but he could outmaneuver him. "You're stronger than most, Hulk, but that doesn't mean you have to destroy everything in your path," he said, keeping his distance. Hulk roared, charging again. Hulk smash! Hulk smash! Superman flew behind him, landing a crushing blow to Hulk's side. The impact sent the monster tumbling, but Hulk's rage only intensified. With each strike, Hulk's strength increased. He felt the ground quake beneath him as his fury mounted. The more Superman dodged, the more Hulk's anger surged. His fists grew larger, his muscles more pronounced. The ground cracked beneath his feet as he gathered momentum. "You can't run forever, Superman," Hulk bellowed. Superman hovered just out of reach, his face tight with concentration. He needed to end this quickly before Hulk reached his full potential. Hulk's rage reached new heights, and he hurled massive chunks of concrete at Superman, each piece large enough to flatten a building. Superman dodged each one with ease, but the relentless barrage was wearing him down. "I need to keep him focused," Superman thought. Suddenly, Hulk lunged, his hands glowing with a green energy that seemed to radiate from his very core. He swung his fist forward in an explosion of power, creating shockwaves that ripped apart everything in their path. Superman barely managed to avoid the first wave, but was hit by the second, crashing through several buildings. The city trembled from the force of the blow. Despite the initial hit, Superman wasn't down for long. His invulnerability allowed him to recover almost instantly. He shook off the debris and flew back toward Hulk, determined not to let the battle drag on. "You're strong, Hulk," Superman said, "but I'm faster, and I know this fight is over." With a sudden burst of speed, Superman tackled Hulk midair, sending both of them plummeting toward the ground. The impact created a massive crater, dust and debris flying in every direction. Hulk's rage was now at its peak. He broke free from Superman's grasp, sending a shockwave through the crater. "Hulk smash!" he roared, swinging his fist with unmatched fury. Superman flew out of the way, narrowly avoiding another devastating punch. The air around them shimmered with the force of the blows. The Man of Steel knew he had to find a way to contain the Hulk's rage. Superman flew up into the sky, trying to clear his head. There has to be a way to stop him without causing more destruction, he thought. Then, a plan began to form in his mind. He needed to push Hulk to his limits, force him to reach his peak rage, but he couldn't let it spiral out of control. If he could find a way to drain some of Hulk's energy, he might be able to weaken him enough to subdue him. Superman flew back down, landing just in front of Hulk. He raised his hands in a defensive posture. "Hulk, you're a force of nature, but I'm not going to let you destroy the world in your wake." Hulk snarled, swinging his fist in a wide arc. Superman dodged once again, landing a rapid series of punches on Hulk's chest. Each blow rang out like a bell, but Hulk's rage only fueled his strength. With one last burst of strength, Superman used his heat vision to blast Hulk at point-blank range, sending a wave of intense heat across his massive form. Hulk roared in pain, his strength beginning to wane as the heat drained his energy. But Hulk wasn't finished yet. His anger surged again, and he pushed through the pain, charging towards Superman. "Hulk smash!" he yelled, his body glowing with green energy. Superman braced himself, but he knew that he had to do something drastic to end this. He needed to stop Hulk's rampage before it went too far. With one final move, Superman gathered all his strength, flying at Hulk with the full force of his speed and power. He collided with Hulk in midair, sending them both crashing through the atmosphere. For a brief moment, the two titans soared above the earth. Superman's fists landed in rapid succession, each one more powerful than the last. Finally, with a deafening crash, Hulk was driven into the ground, creating a shockwave that sent debris flying across miles. Hulk lay unconscious, his rage finally exhausted. The battlefield was a wasteland of broken buildings, craters, and destruction. Superman hovered above, breathing heavily, his chest rising and falling with each breath. Hulk's rage is unstoppable, but even the strongest can be exhausted, Superman thought, looking down at the defeated beast. Superman looked down at the battered Hulk, knowing he had won, but feeling no satisfaction in the victory. He had only defeated the Hulk because he had outlasted him, not because he had overpowered him in a fair fight. "Hulk will wake up," Superman said quietly, "and when he does, he'll be even angrier. But for now, the city was safe, and the battle was over." Superman flew off into the sky, his mind heavy with the weight of what he had just done.